Each year at Commencement, we honor a handful of distinguished HBS alumni who are in every way role models for how we hope our graduates will lead their lives. Let me introduce our 2022 Alumni Achievement Award recipients. I am delighted to present the 5 remarkable women and men who, through their actions and their behaviors, and in their careers and in their communities, are exceptionally worthy recipients of this, the school's highest honor. For each recipient, I will read a short biographical sketch. Those of you on stage can remain seated. I will then present you with a citation, asking those of you on stage to join me at the podium. Patricia Baron, MBA, 1972. Tosh Baron's father would have preferred her to be more academic. But in Baron's words, that was a long shot. She grew up playing every sport imaginable and trained as a modern dancer. When some Rhodes scholars living near her in Oxford told her to try living in America, she did. Tosh thought she might want to manage an arts organization and applied to HBS, an experience that changed her life forever. On assignment for McKinsey and in Tanzania, she became good friends with a woman who, when diagnosed with terminal cancer, asked Tosh to adopt her 2 sons. She did. Rising through the ranks of Xerox Corporation, she led the company's entry into the Chinese market, ultimately serving as president of its $8 billion office products division. At a time when few women had a seat at the table, she was lead director on multiple corporate boards, choosing her words with integrity and speaking in a clear voice to make them heard. An active listener, doer and thinker, Tosh may not have been the student her father hoped for, yet her personal life and career demonstrate what can happen when we say yes to the unexpected. Tosh, I would please join me. I'm going to read a citation now for you.
This is too much.
We'll read the word. Tosh, yeah, just. Brave Brit, you crossed the ocean to forge a new path in a new country, dancing and pivoting from the stage to the highest levels of business leadership. An open listener and eager learner, your integrity and energy have left an imprint on everyone you've touched. From the family room to the boardroom. Whether opening a new market in China, guiding governance with a steady hand, or walking in Central Park, the joy you find in the world around you reminds us all to keep raising our sights. Our next award recipient is Salman Khan, and he is going to be remote. It's a story that has been told a few times, but bears repeating. In 2004, when Salman Khan was working as a hedge fund analyst, he started tutoring his 12-year-old cousin in math. That impulse to help one person planted the seed for Khan Academy. Today, more than 135 million people in 190 countries turn to the free site to learn math, science, and the humanities. Raised by a single mother, product of Louisiana's public school system, Sal believes passionately that all students should be allowed to move at their own pace and master the material being taught. That conviction has sparked a revolution in classrooms around the world, with parents, teachers, and districts coming to see Khan Academy as a pioneering partner, a relationship that not only grew in importance when the pandemic shut down schools across the globe. An entrepreneur in every sense of the word, Sal leads a dynamic organization that continues to evolve, pivot, and grow in its reach, meeting universal demand for a vitally important product, knowledge. The word visionary is sometimes overused. In Sal's case, it undoubtedly applies. And now read Sal's citation. Education entrepreneur, your love of learning constructed a classroom open to millions. Authentic and unassuming, your optimism, vision, and humor encode the DNA of everything you create, from calculus problems to global partnerships. Dedicated father and down-to-earth leader, far-sighted and clear-eyed, your delight in discovery and commitment to mastery bring light to all corners of the earth. Our next recipient is here in person, Naina Kidwai. When Naina Kidwai was a girl, she visited her father's office and spun around in his big leather chair, dreaming of a future in business. After college, she applied to work at an accounting firm. There was just one problem. They didn't hire women. Naina didn't let that deter her. The first woman from India to graduate from Harvard Business School, she went home. She went home and quickly began making a difference, both to her country and to the many financial institutions where she led change and growth, from Grindlay's Bank to Morgan Stanley to HSBC. Whether helping establish a second stock exchange, guiding the public listing of global Indian companies, overseeing the safe return of employees during a deadly terrorist attack, or piloting early efforts to create an inclusive workplace, Naina approached her work with authenticity, heart, and a strong sense of duty. That commitment continues today with her founding of the India Sanitation Coalition, a multi-sector collaboration to end open defecation and improve water quality. Naina, thank you for dreaming big from the beginning and for lighting the way so others could follow. Daughter of Delhi, with talent and determination, you drive global change, benefiting women everywhere. Investing in your country's future, you came home to energize India's financial sector, rising to lead at HSBC while fostering diversity and inclusion. Compassionate nature lover, you continue to make a difference, improving the environment, the health, and the lives of your fellow citizens. Robert Ryan, MBA 1970, whom you heard yesterday in the class day festivities. Bob Ryan's father had a job working at a Chrysler plant in Detroit, Michigan. He told his son he also had a job, getting good citizenship grades, good academic grades, and helping around the house. No excuses. Bob heard that message loud and clear. Excelling at school, he answered his country's space race call for engineers and enrolled in the PhD program at Cornell. Well on his way to a secure, successful future, he realized he was on autopilot. Following his love of business, he applied to Harvard Business School and financed his MBA by selling the new Pontiac he had worked so hard to buy. At McKinsey, Citibank, and Union Texas Petroleum, Bob leaned into every challenge and contributed to a period of tremendous innovation and growth while serving as CFO of Medtronic. Realizing the role education played in his life, he mentors others and makes giving back a given. Recently, that principle found an unexpected outlet when he used his financial expertise to save a funeral home in Minneapolis that has served the African American community for over 50 years. By caring deeply and executing with excellence, Bob changes the landscape and the lives of everyone around him. Devoted son of Detroit, you took your parents' values to heart, but found a different direction, pursuing your fascination with finance. Confronted by volatility, you dug deep, staying the course. At Union, Texas, before masterfully moving Medtronic in new markets. With careful consideration and a generous spirit, you give with grace, magnifying opportunity and hope from the north side of Minneapolis and beyond. And our last awardee is Robert Wilson, MBA 1961, DBA 1963, and Bob is going to be remote. Bob Wilson came to Harvard College from Lincoln, Nebraska on a General Motors National Scholarship. Cambridge was a bit of a culture shock, and he struggled to find meaning in his studies. Luckily, he met Howard Reifer, a professor who was moving over to HBS. Bob followed him. Chagrined that his elegant mathematical equations weren't appreciated in a more managerial context, Bob persevered, hitting his stride in the doctoral program, then driving to California with his young family to begin decades of extraordinarily productive scholarship. Encouraging and exacting in his guidance of graduate students, he suggested they work on problems that matter to the world. Taking his own advice, he collaborated with a colleague to design more efficient ways of auctioning everything from cell phone frequencies to mineral and timber rights. That work has generated an estimated $1.5 trillion in revenues, a staggering savings for governments and taxpayers around the world. Bob won the Nobel Prize in Economics 2 years ago. His own brand of down-to-earth brilliance will continue to shine well into the future in newfound applications of his research. I'll now read Bob's citation. It reads as follows. Plain-spoken Nebraska native, your brilliance and curiosity took you from Harvard to Stanford to the global stage in Stockholm. Holding a new lens to an old problem, you transformed how the world approaches auctions, increasing transparency and improving outcomes to make everyone a winner. Humble and big-hearted, your meaningful mentorship shows how one person's encouragement can ignite ideas across generations, sparking new discoveries that enrich us all. Let's have a final round of applause for all our Alumni Achievement Award recipients. You truly exemplify the school's mission and make a difference.